Excuse me, sir. Who gave you the right? Who gave you the right to take over my chair, huh? Huh? You think you're just gonna be cute now? You think you're just gonna be cute? Rude. Get out of my chair. Hello, friends, and good morning. It is officially day 3 of Readorama and day 2 of the Manga Love Readathon. So, goals for today, finish Vendetta Road, and then manga-wise, I have a couple of options, so I'm going to think about that and then let you know. But I did read another, 150 pages in this last night before I went to bed, and they're seriously doing it like rabbits in this thing. It is a very sex-heavy book. So if that's what you're looking for, this series is definitely going to be right up your alley. There is some great stuff going on within the relationship. We have had some time skips now where it's been a couple of months. And it's going to be interesting to see where all the chips fall in the last 100-ish pages, because that's about what I've got left. Hi, Short Stack. Good morning. You just going to be cute and come snug me for a minute? All right, so I'm going to dig into this. I do need to cut my brother's hair today, and he wants to do that at about 10. I'm waiting to hear back to see if I need to haul my stuff to where he's at or if I'm able to do that at my salon. So I'm hoping my boss will let me come in just for a minute to do that. But if not, I'll just haul it, and that's fine. But yeah, that's kind of the deal there. But yeah, hope you're all well. I also need to upload the vlog today. That's on my list of things to do, so I'll probably work on that once I'm back from doing my brother's haircut. All right, friends, so it's been a while since we chatted. It's about noonish now. Already done my brother's haircut. All that stuff is done. I've had some lunch, got my video uploaded, and I've officially decided to put down Anna K for now. I don't think it's a forever DNF. I just know I'm really not in the mood for a highly dramatic YA story right now. I'm living very much in my adult romance feels right now, so I want to change up my TBR. These are some adult romance mass markets that I've got. This is one that I've been wanting to start for a little while now. This was one I was sent in a book box. This is one that everybody loves. These, again, came in book boxes, but, you know, there's 2 books in one. They're really easy, really quick. This is one, an older one by an author I know I like. This one's a historical, the only one on the list, but the cover itself isn't super blue, but the spine is very blue, so I'm still counting it. I believe this has paranormal elements to it. I'm not 100% sure. And then we've got this one with the blue text that is also a Motorcycle Club romance. So I've got some options. I'm going to ponder over these for a little while. I may even result to, you know, having my Alexa decide for me out of these 8. I'll just have it pick a number for me. It may very well resort to that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish Vendetta Road. The other thing I'd like to do is finish Heir of Navran, because I am so close to being done, and I'm really loving the direction of this ending. So I really kind of want to focus on this as well. And then manga-wise today, I've decided I'm going to do all of Strobedge in the same day. So I've got some options here. So I'm thinking I'm either going to finish up The Secret Princess of the Thousand-Year Labyrinth, or I'm going to read this first omnibus of Holic. The X's are silent. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for reading today. I'm going to think over the manga for a minute while I finish these other 2, and then I should have a decision both on the next book I plan on reading and the manga that I want to read for. Okay, friends, so I have just finished Heir of Navran by Michael J. Sullivan, which is the end of the Ryeria Revelations series. I really loved how all of this ended up playing out. There were enough twists and turns towards the end that it kind of kept you guessing, but some of it was predictable, other parts of it were not. I thought it was fantastic. It was really well done. And you can definitely tell that this series was planned out from the beginning. And it's just so good. This was a journey for me, and a good journey at that. I really ended up enjoying my time in with Readoria Revelations. I know there's 2 other series. I think I want to focus on finishing Wheel of Time before I pick up either of those 2. But if you are looking for a good fantasy series and you have not tried the Readoria Revelations series yet, highly recommend it. I hate that I sat on it for so long, as I mentioned in yesterday's vlog. But yes, I am very, very happy with how everything wrapped up. And this was such a good series. Royce and Hadrian are such lovably flawed characters that you can't help but love them. There's lots of other characters that are really important to me as well, like Arista and Thrace and just so many. Like, I'm so attached, and not everybody makes it out alive, and even people that you've known from book 1. It was just it all came together so good. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. So now I'm going to focus on finishing Vendetta Road. All right, friends, so I just finished Vendetta Road by Christine Feehan, and it's definitely left very open-ended, and I like that it's left very open-ended, but the way things wrap up, it's closed enough for this chapter. And clearly, all of the books are going to have a big overarching storyline involving the human trafficking ring that's mentioned a lot in this book. There are some triggers, so I'm going to go ahead and mention them here. I'm going to say trigger warning for sexual assault, child abuse, physical assault. It's got a ton of triggers. I'm going to try to write them all in my Goodreads review when I do, just so that people are prepared. Another thing that's very prevalent in this book is it's very much a dom-sub style relationship. They don't ever really call it a dom-sub relationship, but that's really how it's written. So I will put that out there as well. And there is some exhibitionism and some more kinky kind of play and things that you don't normally see in romance novels. So I'm just being crystal clear and candid with you guys on that. But I can't lie, I really enjoyed it. I thought all of that was so well done and so well played. I mean, like I've said before, Feehan has really honed her romance writing craft, and that very much comes across in this series. I do plan on picking up the other 2 novels in the series because this is the 3rd book of the 3. I'm not sure if there's a 4th book out yet. This is pretty new, I think. I don't know. But this is book 3. So I do plan on picking up the other 2 and reading them hopefully relatively soon. But yes, definitely enjoyed this. Oh, sorry. Don't know what kind of rating I'm going to give it yet. I need to think about it. It's a bare minimum of 4-star. It might get a 4.5. I don't think it's quite a 5. There's some stuff where I was just like, oh, that's a little much for me. But it was still really good. Highly recommend checking out Christine Feehan's writing, especially her Torpedo Ink series. All right, so it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we need to read some manga. So I'm going to be reading Holic today, the first omnibus, because I own it, and I feel like reading it, and it's on the chunkier side, and so I thought it would be a good thing to tackle today. All right, so I've read the first chapter of Holic, and so I've got a better idea of what's going to be happening. So in Holic, we have a teenage boy. His name is Watanuki, and he's just out kind of going about his business, but he has the sight, as they call it, so he can see creatures, from the other side, things that most people don't see, ghosts, spirits, whatever you want to call them. So he has this sight, and he doesn't want to have the sight. So as he's walking one day, he comes across this weird-looking house. He touches the fence, and all of a sudden he's, unable to have control over his legs, and it basically takes him into this house where he meets this woman, who tells him that she has this shop where she grants wishes, and he has a wish, and she knows it. But he's denying all of it, of course. And then he finally comes around and says, yeah, I do have a wish. I do wish my life were simpler and that I wasn't seeing all of these things. And she's like, well, you're now going to work for me. And once you've paid off the payment for it, I will grant your wish. So that's where we're starting out. Clamp has beautiful art style, so I know that I love the art because it's Clamp. And so far, so good. Like I said, I only read the first chapter, so I've only read a little bit. But now that I know a little bit more what it's about, I wanted to brief you guys on that. So this is one that's been highly recommended to me on my channel for a while now. This omnibus contains the first 3 volumes, so I'm hoping to read all 3 this afternoon. If I only get 1 or 2 done, that's fine as well. But yes, that's kind of what's going on at the moment. Okay, after a quick fruits basket break, I'm now 100 pages into Holic. And I keep seeing references to other things within the Clampiverse. And it makes my heart really happy, I can't lie. There's all sorts of Cardcaptor Sakura references and things like that. And it's really fun to watch these mangaka tie all of their stories together. And it's a really fun time to watch. Okay, so I'm back. I've now read the full contents of the first volume of Holic. And I think in doing so, it actually spoiled part of Cardcaptor Sakura for me. Not fully, obviously, but, you know, we're dealing with time travel and such in the Clampverse. And now characters I recognize have shown up and are asking to save Sakura. So I think I may have a mild spoiler. So if you've not read Cardcaptor Sakura and you're wanting to read this, just know you will have spoilers. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm experiencing at the moment. I'm gonna keep going because I don't think this portion will last very long. And honestly, by the time I read another volume of Cardcaptor, there's a good chance I'll have forgotten the connection till I'm in the middle of it. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on here. And I think I'm going to pause for a while. I'm kind of burnt out on reading. I've had a pretty bad migraine today. I've taken medication to kind of help keep it at bay, but I think I'm just going to let things rest, let things settle, not stress myself out reading for a little while. Oh, I did grab the next novel I'm going to be reading, and that is Ride Wild by Laura Kay. This one's going to be my one with blue on the cover. After reading Vendetta Road, I want to try another motorcycle club romance. So I wanted to try this one. I found it on Book Outlet for cheap, but I've heard people say good things about this author. So I'm interested to see how this one's going to go. It's not as long. Well, maybe it is. It's almost as long. Not quite. It's about 50 pages less than the Torpedo Ink novel that I read, but it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. It's not going to have some of the elements that I really enjoyed in the Torpedo Ink one, obviously, because it's Christine Feehan. I really like how she writes sex scenes. If you've not read any Christine Feehan and you like smut, give her a try. The Torpedo Ink series is a good one to try. At least Vendetta Road. I haven't read the other 2 yet, but I do want to try this one. So this is going to be my next novel, and then reading more Holic. Hi friends. So it's been a little while since we chatted, and I have read another volume's worth in Holic. And yes, this definitely does tie into other works from Clamp. It's heavily influenced by the Clampverse. So if you are unfamiliar with works in the Clampverse, it does explain it at the end of each volume. But if you also don't want to, they're vague enough, I don't think you'll truly be spoiled for anything. I mean, I've already seen references for Cardcaptor Sakura, Tsubasa, Magic Knight Rayearth. Like, they are prevalent. So this one is definitely heavily influenced by other Clamp works, which is why I think Clamp fans love it so much. But I am enjoying it. I find the characters really fun and interesting, and the plot just thickened at the end of volume 2 quite a bit. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the chips fall in volume 3. It's going to be an adventure, that's for sure. And yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm going to get me some food. I don't know if I feel like reading anymore tonight. I'm kind of trying to make sure I don't burn myself out this week with all the reading, because I did a ton of reading last week too. But I am working on Wednesday, so tomorrow. But you guys will all see this in the same video, obviously. So I might not have a ton of clips tomorrow, but I do plan on taking Ride Wild with me to work and maybe a volume of manga, because I'm not sure how my timing is going to be tomorrow. I've got a color correction, and those are kind of a wild card. So I booked a lot of time with that client, and it could be really easy or really difficult where it takes up all the time. So it's hard to gauge. So if I don't finish this tonight, I will finish it tomorrow when I get home from work. Hi friends, welcome to day 4 of week of Readathon vlogs. So it is like 8 p.m. right now. I had an 11-hour workday, and then I had some dinner. And I'm sorry I didn't get any clips for you while I was at work. This morning was a bit chaotic, and things didn't really happen. So I wanted to talk to you about what I've read today. So in my panic and tearing out the house, I did not bring much reading material with me. So what I did is I did read a digital volume of manga today. I read I'll Win You Over Senpai Volume 1, and this was actually really cute. It's about a girl who basically had a mom who, I don't know the full situation with the mom yet. But anyways, her parents weren't together, and she had always told our main girl that she wanted to become a woman that would never get rejected. And because of that, she internalized that, and so she's confessed to a lot of boys and not been in relationships very long because obviously they didn't really have anything in common. Anyway, she's basically issued a challenge to confess to this one guy because he usually shuts everybody down so fast that she wouldn't even be able to fully get a confession out. Through that, she actually does get a confession fully out to him, and he explains why, but it's one of those things where they sort of form a friendship over it, and she says, I'm going to continue to confessing to you, and I will win you over, because he has feelings for somebody else who's unavailable, aka married to his older brother, one of those tropes. But anyway, so he has feelings for his sister-in-law that he was never able to properly confess and things. But anyhow, it's really sweet and really fun. Shenanigans galore. There is a character in it that I love. It's actually a man of color, and it was really nice to see in a volume of manga because you don't see that often. I mean, he's definitely nice and dark, really handsome too. So I really loved that he was part of the story, and he's the best friend to the senpai, the guy, our main male lead, and so we'll see him often, and that makes my heart really, really happy. Anyhow, so I did read that. I really enjoyed it. I will probably pick up the next volume. This is digital only out through Kodansha, so you can't get physical copies of this one, but I hope it does well enough that we do get physical copies. And then for books, I had an opportunity to sneak out and pick up Judgment Road by Christine Feehan today. And I read the first 100 pages, and this one, the chemistry is so good. And like, just because of the nature of this particular motorcycle club, they are naturally very like sexual creatures when they meet like the person that they want to enter a relationship with. And it's so good. This one is Reaper's story. He's definitely territorial. I've already seen how this ends up, obviously, because I accidentally read book 3. This is book 1. And so I already know what's going to happen roughly. I don't know all the details, obviously, but anyways, it's about the journey with these books, and the journey is going to be a nice, good, smutty time. We're already kind of there. They haven't done anything yet, but the tension is there. The kissing is amazing. Like, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm exhausted after an 11-hour workday, And I'm going to take a bath and soak my limbs and get some reading in and just chill out and get more reading done. I'll try to film a couple more clips tonight. If not, I will do a nice little wrap-up style thing tomorrow morning of whatever I get read tonight. Hi friends, good morning. It's actually the morning of day 5, but I wanted to film a wrap-up clip for this vlog. I'm sorry if it wasn't as entertaining or enjoyable as some of the others where I was working yesterday and it was a crazy long day. There wasn't as much content for you and I apologize for that. But I do want to wrap up the things that I finished and then the things I'm in the middle of for this vlog. So I did finish Vendetta Road by Christine Feehan. I absolutely adored it. And this was a really fun romance. It does go dark places and the relationship develops very quickly, but it's very, very sexual. So if you're just looking for a good down smutty time where they're getting it on all the time and it gets like kinky and exhibitionist and a little bit dom sub, this is going to be your book. But this isn't going to be for everybody. I really enjoyed it though, enough to the point where you'll see more in a minute. And then I did also finally finish Heir of Navron by Michael J. Sullivan. This is one I've been working on for a little while. I finally got it finished. Loved how it ended. I'm so glad I savored it. And it was just a good fun time. I highly recommend checking out the Rare Revelation series if you haven't. If you're a fantasy reader, you probably already have. I'm really late to the game on this one. But it was really fun, really enjoyable. The writing was pretty easy to get into. I did use the audiobook. I went back and forth between the audio and the physical. But the series as a whole is really fun. I also read I'll Win You Over Senpai Volume 1. Really cute, fun shoujo. Again, I don't think this is one that's going to be for everybody just because we have a very persistent girl with weird motivations. Her motivations do start to change throughout the volume. So I'm looking forward to the future volumes. I don't know how long the series is, but I did enjoy it. Do recommend checking it out if it sounds like your thing. So I did read also 2 volumes of Holic. I do plan on finishing the 3rd one today, but I'm in the middle of this. I really enjoy this. Just definitely has paranormal elements to it. Clamp's beautiful art style, and it's definitely directly connected to the entire Clampverse. You will get hints of things from other series, so go in prepared for that. I kind of wasn't, and I should have been, so that was my bad, but I loved it. Still really fun. Excited to finish this omnibus. And last night I did get a little bit of reading done. I read about another 120 pages in Judgment Road. So I'm about 225 pages in, about the halfway point. This is technically book 1 in the Torpedo Inc. series, where Vendetta Road was book 3. So I already know the couple in this book, but getting their actual story is really enjoyable. And the sex here is very different than the sex there. If you're just wanting, like, the get down dirty, like, that's going to be better for that. This one, he's much more tortured in a way than Ice is. This is Reaper's story. And Reaper is called Reaper for a reason. We'll just put it that way. Their dynamic is so different because this was the first time one of the Torpedo Inc. guys was interested in a woman. And so it's the whole club kind of figuring out how to handle it. So there's some different dynamics to this one that weren't necessarily in the Vendetta Road one. But I'm really enjoying it because if anything, it helps me understand better why things were nicer in Vendetta Road than I was expecting. So yes, this was more what I was expecting from a motorcycle club romance. So if you're newer to motorcycle romance, I'd probably try this one as opposed to Vendetta Road because that's not your typical, well, I would probably try Vendetta Road first and then jump to something like this. But yes, really enjoying the series. And that's everything that was in this vlog, if my memory serves correct, because I can't think of anything else. So I'm going to get this edited and uploaded this morning real quick, and I will chat with you guys in the next vlog.